Conway, Arkansas. You're looking at the world's most interesting man with the new haircut. Oh my God! I had to do it. I was getting so shaggy. I was becoming a hippie. If any of you know what that is outside my generation. Oh man. Well, today we're going to talk about those bad, naughty women scammers that are out there trying to steal our hearts and our money and all that naughty stuff. Yeah. But if you haven't seen any of these videos where I talk about spotting these people, I'll kind of do a generality for you. But most of you have probably seen at least one of my videos, and I kind of go over some stuff and whatever's happened to me during this week. And man alive, this week has been ferocious. I've been being attacked from all sides with this, all these scammers. And I'll tell you one thing that they're doing today. But guys, I'm talking to you single guys, you know, that are 30 to my age or whatever. If you talk to those people online, and I know those videos are enticing, those pictures are enticing, but I'm going to tell you straight up, I mean, I deal with this in a multitude, so I like to see their techniques that they use, and some things in the game have never changed. You know, they depend on you single guys desperate to meet somebody. And it gets worse as we get older, you know. But they're predators, and no matter how you spell it, if they're deceiving you, and that's what I like to expose people that are deceitful, fraudulent people. This is social media, and if you want to go into a naughty chat room or whatever, that's perfectly okay. But it's the other stuff that's not okay. And Facebook really doesn't do a great job at enforcing it unless you report the people. Okay? So one thing I'm going to tell you, once you suspect somebody is trying to get into your pockets, she's saying all the right things, her photo looks like she's come right out of Sports Illustrated, that should be a hint right there, especially when you get my age, because no girl with a face like that wants to mess with an old man like me, probably. There are exceptions, but not very often, people. Anyhow, they depend on your eyeballs going, ooga, 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 look, and she's hot, and she's talking to me, you know, and I'm 61 years old, live on a farm with 5 sheep and 3 cows and 2 chickens. Yeah, she's dying to come see you. The truth of the matter is, most people, especially as we get older, the women don't want to, they have no fantasy about relocating most of the time. They like, as we get older, we like to build our nest, and we like our comfort. So there's one thing there. So if you do hook up with somebody, it may be a younger Asian girl where the culture is a little bit different in their country. Like, you know, when I was in China or whatever, things that are taboo here, sometimes just out of stupidity, are perfectly normal in most of the rest of the world. And the age gap thing, I've talked to ladies from Europe a lot, Asia of course, and their thing is they don't want to marry a boy toy. They don't want a man that's just going to stray every time he sees a pretty girl. Okay? And so they look at age a little different, and the women in America should see it the same way also. We all just want to be happy. So anyhow, let's get on with the subject. All right, you're surfing Facebook, and you see a reel. It's got this pretty girl in it, or you see my case, like one of the Arkansas single sites or whatever, you see somebody, and the photo looks too good to be true, probably, but you'll probably say hello or make a comment, beautiful eyes, or hey, you live near me, or, the nice stuff, the innocent stuff, which that's just you being a gentleman, right? And next thing you know, that may be, it could be 5 minutes or 5 hours or whatever, she's going to notice that, or him, because a lot of these girls that you see are really hims in the background pulling the strings, some hairy back Indian man or whatever, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. Okay, but she contacts you. Wow, this girl's talking to me. Wow, and she is hot. She's smoking. Wow, holy cow! And she's talking to little old me in, where Arkansas, or what, wherever you are. Well, that's a red flag already, and you don't even realize it. But you're polite and you say hello, and then she asks maybe like what do you do for a living, or just chit chat stuff. But she's digging for information already, or he is, depending on who you're talking to. One of the first things they do is they're going to try to pull you away from Facebook and the messenger associated with Facebook. The first thing they will probably try to do is they'll tell you, oh, I usually don't use this software, and if you can get my WhatsApp or my Telegram, we can chat there, and I'll send you some pictures, or something like that. Hey guys, this messenger is safe, it's encrypted, and it's policed a lot more heavily than Telegram and WhatsApp. WhatsApp and Telegram is the home of the scammers. I don't care who you are, what you do, what you say, what you think about what I just said. It's the truth. When it comes to this dating, scam, stealing men's heart kind of things, it is what it is. I deal with this a lot because one of my favorite pastimes in the world is exposing some deceitful old crow wherever they're at. I love doing it, and I like to see their methods. And so, first of all, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. If she's trying to get you away from this Facebook-related software and stuff, it's already a 99% chance that she is a scammer. Matter of fact, even one of the Arkansas single sites, there's one that's a little more legitimate. Hey, Chucky, what's going on, buddy? Did you play last night? Did you go out and do a new song? I'm talking about evil women today, the scammers. Anyhow, one of the Arkansas single sites, there's one that actually has realistic looking women, realistic looking selfies, realistic looking pictures. They're not models and whatnot, because most of us are not professional photographers. But as you know, I got an extensive photography background, and I can spot that crap in an instant. But you got to learn your lessons sometimes. But I'm telling you, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Anyhow, one of these Arkansas single sites is crawling. I mean, infested with scammers. It's so thick that a real person can't even make a profile in there, and it's a scammer versus scammer trying to get your attention, trying to get your money, trying to get your time, yada yada yada, humming. It's what's going on. And one of the ways, we'll cover this part first. Yeah, there's lots of those, Chuck, no doubt. No, you didn't play? Okay. I'm talking to my friend Chuck. He plays music on the weekends most of the time. So if you see this video and you see a Chaz, he's a guitar player, singer, yada 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 yada, and we used to play together back in the old days. So anyhow, This week alone, even yesterday, I exposed probably half a dozen girls yesterday alone. And it's really, really simple to do. They've been doing this for years, but we got technology on our side now, and we need to take advantage of it. All right, you meet this pretty blonde. She's 35, you're 60, and she thinks you're the hottest thing since John Deere tractor. You need to be checking those photos out first. Look at those photos. All right, save a couple of those photos. Any profile that you have any remote question about, take that damn photo and run through the Google, because we got technology now. When you run it through the AI or upload the photo to Google, and it'll instantly start showing information. And they have, I think it says, there's AI, then there's what they call exact matches, and you can try both of them. The first thing you want to do is, all right, if this girl that you're talking to, she says her name is Anita Smith, and her picture pulls up and she's actually Penelope Parker, well, you already know there's something going on, right? She has alternate IDs. She's using different names. Helter skelter, you need to do away with that immediately. Another thing that does happen, if you're a good-looking woman, they and that's what's happening in this case, is they're using some model, some celebrity somewhere around the world. I caught some of them using Canadian celebrities here just a couple days ago. They're just borrowing those pictures and they're putting it on these Facebook profiles, and they're depending on you being all Google-eyed and heartbroken, and all they're depending on you not to look any deeper. They're depending on you to be totally enchanted with whatever they're saying to you, and you're about to enter that web of deceit. Deceit. Don't do it. I caught, no lie, at least 6 people yesterday out of this Arkansas single site. And what I do is, if I can't do it every day, but usually a few minutes every day, somebody will message me and I'll check the profile out. And as soon as I see that she's not real, I go to her picture on that profile and I say, this is so-and-so. She's a known porn star or model or news anchor woman or whatever it is. And whatever the computer gives me, I give to that website. And you guys have to do whatever you can do. But that is the very first thing I would do if you got good photos and they look too professional. Remember, if a girl is sitting there, unless she's in front of a mirror and she's sitting there doing all this crap, or this, if they're doing this, you get rid of them immediately. Don't even talk to anybody that's doing this. If they're doing all this, somebody's taking that picture. Who's taking that picture? Who's taking that picture of her taking the picture, supposedly? So you gotta understand, it could be her best friend, or whatever, but that's part of that game, okay? Again, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And I'm gonna give you a statistic right now before we talk any further. Even though a blind hog can find an acorn every once in a while, it doesn't happen often. And that's the reason I'm not going to say 100%. No lie, guys. 99% of every single girl you meet on the internet, from those reels, from those dating sites, is not real. You let that sink in. And I've done this by the hundreds and hundreds. They are simply not real. You just have to catch them at their game. It's so hard for an honest woman to compete with all that, because she may not look like a model, but she's probably really sweet. But you guys, and we're all subject to it. We all are attracted to a beautiful woman. But these sites are inundated with people just trying to get $1 from you, trying to go see their naughty pictures, pay $2.99, whatever it is. I don't know. They're depending on you Anyhow, when you are chatting, but I encourage you to do this. Do it. Once you do it a few times, you will be shocked what you find out. No lie. You don't have to believe me. But if you do it on your own, you will be literally shocked. When you're chatting, look for bad grammar. If no matter how good they think they are at English, if they're from India or Asia or whatever, you'll be able to tell if you're very observant at all. We tend to type and chat just like we talk. We might not be great spellers, which I'm not. I'm an author and I screw up all the time. I have to have a dictionary. I use YouTube. If I can't remember how to spell a word, YouTube seems like they have every language or every word that there is, and I can check my spelling when I write. I should always have YouTube going, just like this right now. I'll listen to music and I'll type in, well, how do you spell aqueduct or some kind of whatever word it is. YouTube is good for that. But anyhow, look for bad grammar. Look for out-of-place phrases that we never use. Look for them, instead of saying mom or mother, they say mum or hun. They repeatedly will say like hun or something. Now I say dear a lot or sweetie. That's us being from the South. And men will do that. And usually women will reply in the same way. Usually an American girl is more apt to say sweetie or dear than some of the other phrases. So look for the odd phrases. Look for grammar that is incorrect. They can't get their singular and plurals correct. It's easy to catch once you get used to it. But again, I was an English teacher, and not saying I'm a professor, doctor in another language. I've done it thousands and thousands and thousands of times, right? I sat in classrooms full of people who didn't know, couldn't spell, bean, or something. I have the experience. But you can catch on to it. And it doesn't matter usually, even with their locality. We tend to type just like we talk. We tend to type like we are on TV or like the people talk, natives, Canadians, Americans, we all have this thing, and it's uniquely us. And the other countries, no matter how good they are, can never replicate it 100%. If you can get one to do a voice message with you, which is almost impossible also, you can usually hear it when they talk too. Some things don't match. Another thing about talking to the scammers, when you get started in a conversation, she's going to try or whoever's running the picture, they're going to try to run the conversation. They will avoid as much as they can a direct question. If you ask, what do you do for a living? Where do you live? What's your favorite food? Do you like sports? Do you like football? Whatever. There is an affinity to answering direct questions. And you have to hit them 2 or 3 times. You have to force them to do it because they do not want to. That's another key that will tell you this is a scammer. All right? They can read. The one thing, they might not be able to type correctly, or they might not know the grammar correctly or whatever, but if the words are in front of them, they can read, okay? Video call. You will virtually never get a live video, just like I'm talking to you right now, from a scammer. They will come up with every excuse in the world that their phone is broke, the internet's down, whatever it is, and they may say they're from New York City. Well, yeah, New York's got the worst internet in the world, of course. Hell, you can't talk in New York because it's so bad. The technology is so bad. Bullshit. Oh, excuse me, potty mouth. So put the pieces together. Look at that photo. Look how she's typing to you. Look what she's saying to you. And there's a point, there's got to be some point there where it's logical that you just hit the block button and leave them alone. And guys, this thing is it's immense, you know. And back in the old days, I remember right after I got divorced, you know, you could go to a Yahoo chat room or something like Match Doctor or Web Date or one of those old dating services, and you'd see the same thing. You'd see a profile of a pretty girl, and it might be I mean, really pretty, but the world is small. Well, not smaller. Technology hadn't caught up with it, so there's a vastness out there of where we're not educated on certain things. I'm trying to think of the best way. We were stupid. 20 years ago, we were stupid compared to what we are today. Thank goodness that the aliens came and gave us technology, huh? But say you're talking to a Chinese girl or a Filipino girl. All right, here's an example. You know, the Philippine girls. There are some of them out there, the sweetest people in the whole world. Good people. Then there are some that sit there in those, what used to be internet cafes. Now they've changed their format up a little bit. But an internet cafe, and they're scamming every freaking guy. They have a screen full. Because I've had people that own the cafes tell me this stuff. That's how I know what's going on. But their picture will not look anything like them. It'll usually, they'll take a good-looking Chinese or Japanese girl, you know, like John Z or something, and they'll try to pass that off as their photo. Well, back then, we didn't have the technology to catch them, and unless you knew that particular celebrity or that particular person from TV or whatever, you would not know it, and you would accept that as the truth. Nowadays, we are smarter and wiser, and we can check all that, so I encourage you to do that. I'm trying to think what else here real quick. Main thing is be super careful. Take every single thing with a grain of salt. And take me, Chuck, I used to get dates on Yahoo. I go to Yahoo chat room and beat the pickle to some girl every night. That was a good day. And you'll be meeting a real person, you know. Yeah, it's bad out there now. But anyhow, guys, what was I getting ready to say? I had something very important, and I'm sure it will change your life, whatever I was getting ready to say. But they do everything with a grain of salt. What was it? There's something that's real important I wanted to add to what we've been talking about. But anyhow, all you guys, you be careful. Again, remember, and take me at my word, 99% of every one of those girls is in it, and it's not for you. There's some kind of gain, there's some kind of transaction. I knew what it was. If you get hit up, all right, say you click on like a real pretty Asian girl, a Chinese girl. It's usually the Chinese are really big right now on it. If any of them come back to you and the box says business chat, scrap them right then. And it happens every day to me. And if it happens to you and the little box says business chat, and it may have a category that says health and beauty or military or whatever it is. If that pops up and that girl starts talking to you like, hey babe, how it's going? I just saw your profile. Oh, and I think your tractor's sexy and I want to come move in with you today, yada, yada, yada. Block that person right then or report them. And you can report somebody. If you look at it and you find anything false, it just takes a second to report them to Facebook. Facebook's got this down, and all you got to do, they'll give you little categories that nudity, offensive language, or any of that kind of stuff like that. Report it. Report the profile. It's not going to hurt anything at all. If you know for a fact there's something wrong about it, I would report it. Just like you blocking somebody, it just takes a second to block somebody and get them people. Let's get them people out of there so the real people, the nice people, can get on and actually talk to you. But again, when you talk to the Asians, here's the typical thing with like a Chinese lady. She's going to be from Miami, New York, San Diego, Los Angeles, one of the big cities. And at first, she will talk really nice to you. In my case, I'll know instantly if they're really Chinese. We can talk in Pinyin, or we'll know some of the same cities even. So I know they're actually Chinese people. But even at my level of discovery, which I'll figure it out faster than you will, they will eventually say, they'll look for them to mention anything with I can't say it, philanthropy, Bitcoin, investments. Look for keywords, and they'll do it on the sly originally, especially when you ask them what they do, and they say, well, I'm into investments, or I'm a manager. Oh, Chase Manhattan Bank has tons of Russian and Chinese managers. It's overwhelming. But there'll be something sly about money, and they'll ask you about what you do, and they'll never directly ask how much money you make, but they're going to fish around, and eventually they will expose themselves, because there's a limit to what they're willing to do and tell you. But look for that from the Asian girls especially. And if you see the pictures of the Asian girls, they typically will look high class. They'll be beautiful, there's no doubt. They'll look at the photos in their profile. There'll only be a couple of them too. That's another trigger. Well, we'll talk about it, and then I'll go. Usually there's golf involved, a city background, or an eating establishment of some kind in one of those pictures. And the profile of the ones playing golf are immaculate. All right, here's the truth. 99% of the people in China have never seen a golf club. It's expensive. Chinese people do not have money. Unless you get a hold of the rare rich people, you get a hold of a real rich Chinese girl, and she's wanting to talk to you. It's because she's wanting to get the hell out of China. She's got the money to do it. Probably can get the visa to do it. But that's another thing too. There's a whole other process to deal with there. But look for that from the Asian people especially. The one last thing I'll say before I go, in the profiles, almost, we're going to say 90% of the profiles that you're going to encounter are going to be brand new to only a couple months old. A lot of them will be brand spanking new, because she started a new profile, that new identity, new pictures, and usually there only be 1, 2, 3, only a couple pictures. When you see that, helter skelter, block them, get rid of them. Because I'll promise you, those are fake city. Okay. So anyhow, that's where we're at on the scammer thing. But use that photography. Use that. I can't talk today, guys. I'm just going to use that Google where you upload the image and fish those pictures and see if they're real. Because if they're any kind of known celebrity or known model or porn star or whatever, they'll have an identity on the web. And if not, you can take somebody at their word, but just watch for those other things that I told you, okay? But start with checking those pictures out, because you know what real people look like, right? You know what a real photo with your phone is going to look like. Use that and weigh that against what you see in those profiles. So anyhow, it's almost 30 minutes. Time for me to go. I'm going to be talking to one of my old students in a little while, a girl I hadn't seen in years. So I'm going to try to catch her before she goes to bed and see how life is going in China. So anyhow, but you guys have a great day. Chuck, if you're still listening, buddy, you have a great day. If you get on one of those pages with that naughty girl, don't tell your girlfriend. But anyhow, y'all be good, and we'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good one. about, oh, the Razorbacks play today, 3:15. So watch the Razorbacks. See you later. Bye bye.